former running back at Alabama. You might remember him, who ran that smoke screen the first play of the game. Was it
smoke
Arkansas?
Draw. Yeah, smoke draw against
80-yard
2002.
touchdown that still people talk about. Shaud, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you guys doing today?
Man, we're doing good. It's a beautiful day in Tuscaloosa. Alabama football is number one in the country. A lot of people talking about it constantly. When you look at this program now, how much pride do you take in that you were a part of this program? You've got sweat equity into this program, and now to see it on the national stage, how much fun is it to watch Alabama football these days?
Man, it's awesome. I mean, just being able to enjoy this last couple of years, that the success that Alabama's had, it's been awesome. Being a former player, being an alum of the university, I take a lot of pride in supporting the university, and I'm in front of my TV every Saturday, rooting and yelling, and I go through. I go through it with those guys every play. If there's a bad play, I'm on the ground. I'm crying. If they score big, I'm jumping up and down. My neighbors, filed complaints on me for being too loud a couple of times, but it's all right. It's definitely worth it, and it's just such a great time there at the University of Alabama, and I'm just proud that I was able to say I was there at one time, and it's like you said, I have some sweat equity there, so it really means a lot to me.
And Shaud's one of these guys who went over 1,300 yards in a season.
Oh, he was good.
So he put up the numbers, did some big things at the University of Alabama. But I know right now, Shaud, you're back in Texas. You're the strength and conditioning coach at your old high school, Andrews High School there in Texas. So how do you try to balance everything right now? I'm sure high school football in the state of Texas is, a little bit important out there, I know. And I'm sure you're busy these days with your job, right?
Yeah, high school football in the state of Texas, it's kind of important. It's not too big of a deal, but I'm busy right now. We actually have a game tonight. We have a big dish game tonight, and it's a fine balance. I'm always going to find time to watch Alabama. I'm always going to root for Alabama. So, you make time for the things that are important, and Alabama football is important to me, so I make time for it.
Shaud, I wanted to get your opinion. You have the knowledge of what it takes to play running back in the SEC at a very high level. When you look at this trio, even quadruplets that Alabama has in the backfield of Damian Harris, Bo Scarborough, Joshua Jacobs, and B.J. Emmons, which one of those guys reminds you the most of you, and what do you see out of those guys?
I would have to say it would be Joshua Jacobs.
I figured as much.
That's where I was going to.
That's what I see. I know that.
Just his running style. Just the way the way he's built. I think he may be a little bit heavier than what I played at Alabama. But just his running style, using his quickness. I think he hits the hole pretty quick. He's got an explosive step. And so if I had to say out of any of those guys, it would be Joshua Jacobs, just because I feel like we're a little bit of the same stature, weight-wise, height-wise. I haven't seen him in person. I haven't got to size him up. But just looking at him on TV, I would say that my running style resembles Joshua Jacobs.
And can you believe he's a true freshman that didn't have major Power 5 offers almost up until signing
Sounds like
day?
Another running back I know back in the day.
That's crazy. It just goes to show you how talented he is, and as along with the rest of those backs that are back there. But it's crazy to think that this guy that he didn't have a lot of offers, coming out, and here he is starting at a SEC school for the number one team in the nation. I think that just goes to show you that the recruiting to me, and I've always thought the whole 3-star, 5-star, all that stuff. I think that's a little overhyped. I think that people it's overstocked. People put a little too much stock in it. If you can play, you can play, and if you can play it's going to show on the field. And I think Joshua Jacobs is a great example of that.
Talking with Shaud Williams, former Alabama and Buffalo Bills running back. And Shaud, being from Texas, living in Texas, does this week take on a little extra meaning for you with A&M coming into Tuscaloosa? Are you hearing about it a little bit more this week?
Oh my gosh! So this I hear about every year. I mean, we got A&M fans on our coaching staff. I mean, there are Aggie flags flying in people's front yards here. So ever since A&M came into the SEC, I mean, that's all I hear about this week. And so
this is your Iron Bowl, kind of, I guess, right?
This is right. This is my bragging rights here. This is my bragging rights. I get to walk into work on Monday and look at all those Aggie fans in the face and say, "We beat the you-know-what out of y'all." So I'm looking forward to it. I've been trash talking this whole week. I got a couple of bets. I've bet some dinners to a couple of guys. So I'm hoping next week that I won't have to pay for any of my meals. So I'm looking forward to that.
Hey, Shaud, I got to ask you, another guy that maybe starting to get a little popularity around the nation, also from the state of Texas, Jalen Hurts. What are your thoughts on this kid, a true freshman who acts nothing like a true freshman and is playing quarterback for the #1 team in the country and playing it pretty well?
Yeah, I think he's getting a little bit of popularity. I mean, just a little bit, not too much.
Just a little bit. Yeah.
Just a tad. I think that kid's composure is, it's off the charts. It's like you said, he's not playing like a freshman. He doesn't look like a freshman when he's out there playing. It doesn't look like it's too big for him, which is the case sometimes when you get some younger guys in there at a big school and they're in big games. Sometimes you can tell that it's a little bit too big for him. It never looks like that with Jalen Hurts. I mean, he's just even keeled. He keeps his composure. He never gets rattled. And, I think he's just an unbelievable talent. He's just an unbelievable talent, and he's only going to get better. It's hard to believe that the kid is a true freshman. And there's still a couple of more years to come of this kid playing quarterback. And I'm sure that just eats at defensive coordinators around the SEC, knowing that this kid has, 3-4 more years of playing quarterback at Alabama. He's a very special talent.
Shaud, I wanted to ask you, do you see some of the stuff that Alabama's doing with him as being similar to some of the stuff you guys did with Fran? Some of the zone keep and some of the stuff that we saw with Tyler Watts, even obviously a little different dynamic, I guess you could say. But right. Conceptually, do you see some similarities there?
Yeah, there is some similarities with with the quarterback runs, the design runs, and we did that. We did that some with Tyler. Tyler was a running quarterback. Obviously, it wasn't as popular as it is now.
Right.
Yeah, there's definitely similarities, and I think when you have a quarterback that can do that, it's just another added weapon. It makes it that much harder to defend. It gives the defenses something else that they have to look at. So I think it's just an added weapon when you get a quarterback back there that can throw or run.